Welcome to the Fallible Man Podcast, your home for everything man, husband, and father. We provide content to help men become the men they want to be. My name is Brent, and I am the Fallible Man. I'm not perfect, I don't have all the answers, but I'm on a journey to be the very best man I can be. Maybe you are too. If you are, you're in the right place, and maybe we can help each other. On today's show, we're going to talk about 10 pitfalls every man should avoid on his journey to be the very best version of himself. Guys, stick around to the end of this for the most destructive pitfall of all that can just completely derail you on your trip to be the very best version of yourself.
This is the Fallible Man Podcast, your home for everything man, husband, and father. Here is your host, the Fallible Man, Brent Dowling.
Welcome back, guys. I'm the Fallible Man. My name is Brent. Grab your cup of coffee or your energy drink, whatever your pleasure is. If you're a normal viewer, you know I can't get through a show without at least a cup of coffee. If it's a little bit later where you're listening to this, then hey, get something else out. Maybe you enjoy a nice glass of bourbon if that's your thing like it is me, and maybe it's not. Who knows? But guys, there's a lot to living in this world. There's a lot of distractions. There's just a lot to keep us from being who we were meant to be and achieving our goals. It is easy to get sidetracked, especially as the world seems to be more and more crowded with things that are designed to steal your attention. It's important to know what your foundation is. And guys, if you weren't with us for episode 1, I'm going to put a card up here if you're watching the YouTube video. And if you're with us on the audio podcast, be sure and head back to episode 1 where we talk about the 3x3 pillars to building a solid foundation, because that will help you a lot. Because it's important to know what your foundation is so you have a solid base to build on. But it also helps to recognize some of the common pitfalls that can get in your way as you journey to be the man you were intended to be. Guys, that's what we're all about here at the Fallible Man, is becoming the men we're meant to be and reaching our full potential as men, husbands, father, whatever your role is. So today we're going to talk about those 10 points. Now, we do have 10, so I'm going to try and get right into it. These are not in any specific order. I'm not that organized in my thoughts. So, without further ado, number 1, not taking responsibility. Guys, men take responsibility for the choices they make. They make a decision, they stick with the decision, and they own up to it. Now, if you're not taking responsibility, if you're not taking ownership, I'm a big Jocko Winkler fan. Winkler. I always screw up his name. Guys, he wrote a book called Extreme Ownership. I'll put that up over here if you're on the YouTube channel. If not, hit Amazon up and check out Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink or Winkler, or however you say his name. Start typing it in. It comes up pretty easy on Amazon. But guys, Extreme Ownership is a fantastic book about leadership and just realistically about being men. Take responsibility for yourself, for your own decisions, for your own actions. Own up to it, accept it. That is the first step to not tripping on the way. And nothing will break you down faster than just failing to take responsibility for who you are and what you're doing. So own it. Own it hard. I had an instructor, my drill sergeant, told me, he's like, listen, Dallin, either whatever you're going to do, you just do it 100%. Be all in. If you're going to be the best airman in the Air Force, then you better be the best airman in the Air Force. If you're going to be the biggest screw up in the Air Force, you screw up at such an epic level that no one has ever seen it before. I actually had this conversation with a drill sergeant. It was hilarious, but it really drove home a point. So take responsibility, be who you're going to be the man you're going to be, own it. And that starts with taking responsibility. Number 2, stay away from toxic people. Guys, we all know exactly who I'm talking about. We all have those people in our lives who are just drowning us. They are just poison around us. And sometimes that's people really close to us. And it's really, really hard to get away from those people. Nothing will drag you down faster than people who have the best intention for you at their heart. And I hate to say it that way. I was listening to Grant Cardone's book, Be Obsessed or Be Average, and he really hit the nail on the head. You know, there are people who may hate you, and honestly, they just help you out, whether they realize it or not, because they just fuel you in your obsession and your passion to do something. They say, "Oh, he can't do that," and you're like, "Yeah, I'm going to own it, dude. I'm all over it." It's the people who know you and love you. These are people who sometimes honestly care about you. But there are people in your life who are just dragging you down from where you want to be and who you want to be. They're toxic people, and sometimes it's family, and sometimes it's longtime friends. But guys, move away from toxic people. If they're not moving in the direction you're going, if they're not supporting you, unless you're doing something stupid that's going to hurt you or destroy you. But if you are moving in a positive direction and they are like, "Oh, I'm not sure you can do it. Oh, I don't know. Well, I'm just worried that you're going to." They're dragging you down, man. Stay away from toxic people. They will just poison your world. Number 3. Trying to be somebody else is a horrible pitfall. There's only one you. Just you. Be you. It's okay to be you. Now, if you listen to the podcast before, I'm a creationist, okay? You can take with that what you want. I believe in God. I believe in an intelligent creator, and because of that, I believe there's one of you. Just one of you, designed perfectly to be who you were supposed to be. Stop trying to be everybody else. We all have those stars, right? Who's a Dwayne Johnson fan? Sound off in the comments, podcast, or YouTube. Sound off if you're The Rock. My kids love The Rock. Maybe you want to be, sorry, I'm old school, so Michael Jordan. I don't know who that you want to model yourself after. Go back. This is episode 14. Go back to episode 12, I believe. We talked about archetypes, character archetypes. Understand the people you see on movies are not real people. They're not someone to be like because they don't exist. They may have some good things about them, but just be you. You can't lose being the person you're meant to be. So that's pitfall number 3, is trying to be somebody else. Pitfall number 4, not investing in yourself. I've seen so many people that just kind of roll with everything, and they'll shell out money left and right for just stupid things. Got to have the newest iPhone. Got to have the newest computer. Got to have the newest car. Got to have... But they won't invest a dime in themselves. Not investing in yourself, you are your biggest asset. You are the biggest thing in your world that can make a difference and make your life better. That's all you. Invest in yourself. Learn something. Maybe you're a school guy. I wasn't a school guy. I like to learn. I'm better at learning on my own, so I'm not a big school guy. But if you're a school guy, go to school. Take some online courses. My goodness, there's complete universities online anymore. You don't even have to go to a physical location. You can completely school from home. Right? Anybody else feeling that right now? Comment below if you understand. But you can invest in yourself so easily. There are so many websites designed to teach you things and help you learn things. Watch intelligent YouTube videos. There are incredible YouTube videos that will teach you how to do all kinds of things that you didn't even think you should be able to do. While we're on it, read more. Okay? Invest in yourself. Take some time to read. And if you're busy, like a lot of us are, here's my spill. Check out Audible. I'm going to put a link down in the description if you're on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube with me, I'm sorry I can't put it in the show notes. But I'll put a link down in the description. I have discovered the wonder of audiobooks in the last 6 months of my life, and I'm just wishing I had found them so many years before. I'll put a affiliate link down for either discount to your Audible subscription for the first year or for 2 free books when you sign up. Guys, check out audiobooks. I've gone to like 8 audiobooks in the last 6 months while I'm reading a couple other books. And talk about investing in yourselves. I've learned so much. I've spent some time reading about investing and about financial management because I suck at that. So that's something I was interested in. So I got into audiobooks about financial management and understanding that. Guys, invest in yourself, because not investing in yourself is one of the biggest mistakes you can make as a man. Which segues nicely, since we were talking about Audible, into not reading. Not reading is number 5 on my list, actually. I didn't even plan that. It just kind of happened spur of the moment. Number 5 is not reading. And there's no excuse, because there is Audible. There's also other audiobook groups. Not reading. Get a paper. Man, I love the feel. I have a lot of books. Compared to some people, probably not. But my wife and I are reading people. My kids have a lot of books because we buy a lot of books for them. My wife and I have a ton of books. Plus, I've added audiobooks in the last 6 months, as I was saying. I own a lot of books, though. I love the feeling of sitting down and reading a book. Read. And I'm not saying go read the next Harry Potter. Harry Potter was a great series. I didn't learn anything other than our world is really boring compared to Harry Potter. But it was a great read, okay? Read some books that will help you. Right now, that's what my daughters do for money. I have a deal with my daughters. They can have up to 1 book a month. They have to read a book that I approve. I end up paying for it, and I pay them to read it. The book has to teach them something useful. My children are reading about entrepreneurship, about financial management, about investing, about starting their own businesses. My kids are learning things that most 6-year-olds and 8-year-olds have never heard about. My 8-year-old understands the idea that taxes suck, and she's never paid taxes in her life. I paid them to learn things. I wish somebody would have paid me to learn. I would have been much more interested in school if they were giving me 20s or 100s instead of A's and B's. Feel me? So, read. Invest in yourself. We're going to roll to today's sponsor, which, hey, big surprise, it's still me. Also, big shout out to Common Man OCR. I got it right this time, Dave. At Common Man OCR on Instagram. He's a guy who is just like you and me. He's trying to take his health back and get in control of his health and his life and grow as a man. He hooked me up with a nice Chrome slate to help me with my podcast, and because he believes in what I'm doing, and I'm grateful for the support on that. So check out at Common Man OCR if you're on Instagram. And otherwise, we're going to roll to our sponsors, which is still me, and I'll see you guys in a minute.
Today's episode brought to you by thefallibleman.com. That's right, it's us. Head over to www.thefallibleman.com and check out our blog, updated twice a week with new content and links to all of our social media offerings. Tag or search us at The Fallible Man or at Fallible Man on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and other social medias for daily content. While you're there, check out our attitude swag, shirts, cups, stickers, and more. Again, that's www.thefallibleman.com.
All right, and we're back, guys. Pitfall number 6. I can't do this on one hand anymore. Pitfall number 6 is too much screen time. One of the biggest time sucks ever invented, guys. Too much screen time. Now, that can be on your cell phone, all right? That can be on your computer. That can be on your television. That can be on a tablet. There is no end to screen time these days. In fact, I kind of despise it. I've actually given up watching 99% of the TV shows I watch. I only usually watch one show a day, and that's when my girls, we might watch a sitcom before they go to bed. I spend so much of my life working on computers and then working on the Fallible Man and stuff, and I spend a lot of time in front of a screen. And guys, your phone was designed like it is engineered to suck up your time. They've talked to people who design cell phones and who design apps for cell phones. They are literally designed to be addictive and to suck up your time, to put as much of your time in front of that phone as possible. TV shows are engineered the same way. Guess what? You're not going to accomplish anything while you're staring at those screens. In fact, it just sucks away years of your life. I used to play World of Warcraft. It's one of the reasons I stopped playing World of Warcraft. Is there is a command on World of Warcraft, which is a PC game if you're not a computer person, and it's /played, and it will tell you how many hours you spent playing any given character. I did that one time with my main character that I've been playing for years. I've been playing World of Warcraft for like 7 or 8 years. Oh my gosh, guys, I stopped playing World of Warcraft right there because I typed /played and found out that I lost almost 2 years of my life to that game. Those are years I will never get back. I could have been doing useful things to grow my career, to grow my life, to improve my life all the way around. Get out from behind the screens. Get into your life. Number 7, worrying about everybody else's opinions. Now, this is something that most men happen onto eventually. I'm trying to save you guys some time. Most men will come to this realization, and most adults will come to this realization at some point in their life, that everybody else's opinion really isn't that important. And I don't mean that your friends' opinions don't count. I'm saying spending your life worrying about what other people think of you, worrying about what other people think of what you're doing. My wife and I were talking about the gym the other night, and she told me that is one of the biggest fears of people when they go to the gym, is they're worried that people are going to judge them and look at them and think they're stupid because they don't know how to do certain things. Or any serious gym rat barely takes notice that you were there. Let me wipe away that mystery. Okay, there are some losers who might actually care, but anybody who's serious about their fitness journey is just glad that you showed up to try and put in the work to change your life. And we don't care. Okay, we're all self-conscious too. Worrying about anybody else's and everybody else's opinion is one of the biggest pitfalls you can get into because it just crushes you. Worry about your spouse's opinion and your immediate family who love you and support you. And screw everybody else. Who cares? Okay? It will not ever make your life better, and it will just ruin your life and bring you down. Stop worrying about it. With that said, we're going to roll right into number 8, and I'm going fast because I'm trying not to. The last time I did a list like this, I went seriously long, so I'm trying to not screw that up again. So, number 8. Don't miss the moment. One of our biggest problems these days is we are so busy. We are just so insanely busy that we have lost the art of being in the moment. This is such a mistake. Be present. Be in the moment. If you're working, be in the moment. If you're with your family, be with your family. If you are reading a book, be in that book. Don't be thinking about other things you need to do. If you are, it can be anything. If you're cooking, be there. Experience the smells and the taste and the amazingness of the cooking. Whatever you are, be in that moment. Don't miss it. You don't ever get those back, especially with your kids and your wife. Be present in the moment. Put the phone down. Put the work to the side. If you are with somebody, if you're having a conversation with a friend, be all in. Just like my drill sergeant said, be all in. Okay? Do not miss the moment because your brain is somewhere else. You can't get it back. You can't change it. And you will regret it later. All the little things that seem unimportant right now, those are the moments that make life. And we are so busy worrying about tomorrow, worrying about the next thing, worrying about getting ahead, that 90% of life we are just missing because we're not there in the moment. Number 9, trying to fill holes in your life with somebody else. Another person can't fix you. If you feel empty, if you feel like something is missing, if you feel like something is incomplete, then fix it. But dragging another person into your life to try and fix you is cruel and wrong. Another person is not going to change you, they're not going to fix you, and they're not going to plug that hole. They can't. That is all you. That is 100% you. And there's nothing anybody can do about that. The only person who can make that better is you. Stop trying to fill holes that come from regret, that come from being alone because you're not being out and living your life, that come from the absence of the people you pushed away or the people you didn't bother to go meet. Stop trying to fill holes with other people. They can't fix it, they won't fix it, and you are just dooming the relationship you're in. You are dooming your relationship with that person. Nobody wants to fix you. No one can fix you except yourself. Number 10. Valuing non-valuable things. This one's going to hurt some toes, so take a drink. %90 of your physical possessions are absolute crap and worthless. That was fun to say. I had the privilege of knowing this a couple of years ago. They were absolutely amazing. A retired couple. They were worth a fortune. Literally, like, rich. Like, don't worry about things rich. Kind of rich, okay? Like, all of us would like to aspire to kind of rich. They taught me an incredibly valuable lesson. They let me and my sister drive their car. We were going somewhere. It was my parents, my sister, and I. We were staying at their house, and we were staying at their house that night, and then going somewhere together the next day, and then parting ways. So we had our car, and they had theirs. We were getting ready to leave their house that morning, and they told my sister and I to take their car. I was a high schooler. She was like college age, so she got to drive their brand new, beautiful Cadillac. I had to ride in the passenger side. But they did say, hey, test out all these buttons and tell me what they do, because we have no idea. Older couple, buttons in the car weren't a really big thing for them. For a high school kid, man, I punched every button in that stupid car. But I asked them, it's like, how are you so easy with this? And they told me something profound. That was this. If they have it, and it means too much to them to loan to a friend or to trust to a friend, it's wrong. It's too valuable in their mind, and they get rid of it. If you can't loan things to the people you care the most about, it matters too much to you. You're valuing non-valuable items. At the end of the day, what is important are the people around you. Your computers, your car, all your nice toys will all fade away, they'll all break, they'll all burn out, and eventually they'll just all be gone. You can't take them with you to the afterlife. The pharaohs of old tried. They're still here. We're digging it up thousands of years later, so obviously it didn't go with them. You don't get to take any of that crap with you. Stop valuing non-valuable stuff. It is a huge trap. It will suck up your life. Learn to value the things that are valuable, which are the people around you, the relationships you have. Those are things that are tangible. And in a whole different way. Learn to value what's valuable. valuing non-valuable things just because they're financially worth something or they're technologically, right? They're the thing. All of it's crap, guys. It's all going away. It's all useless, and it doesn't mean anything. 40 years from now, it doesn't mean anything. I'm not saying to live poor. I'm not saying you have to live like a monk. Maybe you have a nice home and eventually you'll be able to pass that on to your kids and it's going to be paid for so it won't be a burden to them. Or you don't have any debts, so when you do give them your house, they're not going to get taxed to death on it and have to sell it to pay your debts. I don't know. I do know that you have those people in your life and your time with them, and your relationship with them is valuable, whereas the stuff you can physically pass on to them is worthless crap. I don't care how rich you are. You can be filthy rich and still have junk and things. We all have junk and things. Rich people have nicer junk and things than poor people do, but we all have junk and things, and it's just junk and things. Don't fall into the pitfall of valuing non-valuable things. Since you stuck around this long, we're going to wrap this up on this thought. The single biggest pitfall I think you can fall into at this point in your journey in masculinity is the pitfall of entitlement. I used to think this was just a millennial thing. Sorry to pin on a whole age group. My bad. No offense, guys. But that was just my experience. That was the age group I identified it with first. Since then, I've seen people older than millennials. I've seen people in my age group. I've seen people in the next group. I've seen old people who seem to have this sense of entitlement. And I don't know where that came from and where that started to infect our society. But that's exactly what it is. It's an infection on society. No one owes you anything. The world doesn't owe you anything. The world gave you a chance. You were born, if you're American, you were born in one of the greatest countries in history. You were born in one of those wealthiest, most opportune, one of the wealthiest societies in history, and one of the societies with more opportunity for growth and development and to become who you want to be and to make your way in the world on your terms. You are the elite. You are the blessed. There are a lot of other great nations, but there is nowhere in the world where you can make as much out of your life from nothing to everything if you want to than in the U.S. But no one owes you anything. You didn't earn it. You didn't do it. Then it's not yours. No one owes it to you. Do not fall into the pitfall of thinking that you are entitled to anything. Earn everything. In fact, demand of yourself that you earn your way. Yeah, people will help you out, and there's nothing wrong with that. But demand that you earn your keep and your way. Be the man you were meant to be. Be better tomorrow because of what you do today. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you next time.
This has been the Fallible Man Podcast, your home for everything man, husband, and father. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a show. Head over to www.thefallibleman.com for more content and get your own Fallible Man gear.